Are you aware of the miracles of the Prophet of Islam, Muhammad, peace be upon him? Today, we will explore 5 miracles attributed to the Prophet of Islam. First miracle, splitting of the moon. The disbelievers and polytheists who were afraid of the growing influence of Islam dismissed the actions of the Prophet as mere sorcery and refused to accept the truth of Islam. They decided to ask Prophet Muhammad to prove his authenticity and the truth of Islam by performing a miracle in the sky, as they believed magic could not affect celestial phenomena. Along with a group of skilled sorcerers, they approached the Prophet and presented their request. The Prophet gazed at the sky and pointed at the moon with his finger. Suddenly, the moon split into 2 halves, leaving everyone astonished. However, the disbelievers still refused to accept this miracle, claiming it was an illusion. They approached a passing caravan in the desert and asked if they had seen the moon split. The travelers confirmed that they had witnessed this miraculous event with their own eyes. Second miracle, the Holy Quran. The disbelievers persisted in their enmity and opposition to the Prophet, dismissing the Quran, revealed to the Prophet as divine revelation, as merely a book of poetry. They brought skilled poets to challenge the Quran and compose verses equal to its eloquence. At this moment, Angel Gabriel appeared and instructed the Prophet to tell them to produce even one verse comparable to the Quran, which is divinely revealed by God. Despite their efforts, the poets failed to replicate the unmatched eloquence and depth of the Quran. This left the disbelievers astonished. Today, more than 1,400 years later, the Quran continues to guide the righteous servants of God, offering the best paths for living a healthy and meaningful life, leading to ultimate salvation. Third miracle, the night journey, Isra and Mi'raj. One night, while the Prophet was in Mecca, Angel Gabriel descended and brought a celestial mount called Burak for the Prophet. By God's command, the Prophet journeyed to Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem. According to some narrations, prophets who preceded him greeted him there, and the Prophet led them in prayer. He then ascended to the divine throne by God's permission, visiting various levels of paradise and meeting the prophets in different realms. The states of the dwellers of paradise and hell were revealed to him. The Prophet ascended to a point in the 7th heaven where no one except God could be present. It is said that during this moment, God prescribed the 5 daily prayers for the Muslim community. Fourth miracle, feeding the army with limited food. During the early days of Islam, the Battle of the Trench, Khandak, occurred. The Muslim army faced a severe shortage of food supplies, and their situation grew dire. A commander of the Muslim forces approached the Prophet and requested him to pray for divine assistance. The Prophet prayed to God, and a few dates were miraculously provided. The soldiers were amazed and questioned how such a small quantity of food could suffice for the entire army. The Prophet assured them that the dates, being blessed by God, would not run out. Indeed, the dates fed the entire Muslim army, and not a single person went hungry. Fifth miracle, the returning of the sun, Rad al-Shams. One day, the Prophet was with Imam Ali, A.S., engaged in a conversation. During this time, Angel Gabriel descended, and the Prophet placed his head on Imam Ali's shoulder as he experienced a spiritual journey to receive divine messages. As sunset approached, Imam Ali's Asr, afternoon prayer, was at risk of being missed. Out of respect, Imam Ali did not interrupt the Prophet's spiritual state and performed his prayer in a sitting position. When the Prophet returned to his normal state, he asked Imam Ali about his prayer. Imam Ali explained the situation. By God's command, the Prophet caused the sun to return to its position in the sky, allowing Imam Ali to perform his Asr prayer at its proper time. The sources and narrations for these miracles are provided in the description of this post. Please support us with a like and subscribe so we can create and share more heavenly and spiritual stories with you. May you remain under God's protection.